Anadarko's insurance and healthcare savings options allow you choices to best manage your healthcare expenses in a way that suits you. You have two options under Anadarko's medical plan: the traditional PPO, Preferred Provider Plan, or the High Deductible Health Plan, or HDHP. On the traditional PPO plan, you pay higher monthly premiums in return for a lower deductible amount.
On the High Deductible Health Plan, or HDHP, you pay a lower monthly premium but have a higher deductible. If you choose the HDHP plan, Anadarko will help offset the higher deductible by matching your contributions to a health savings account. Let's explore the specific aspects of the plans using our employee examples, Jack and Jane.
Jack knows he'll pay a premium in both plans regardless of his need for medical care. He chooses the PPO, even though it has a higher premium.
However, Jane chooses to save more than half in premiums by electing the HDHP plan rather than the Preferred Provider Plan, or PPO.
Under both plans, 100% of their preventive care is covered in-network. That means no deductibles or copays are required. Preventive care covers annual physicals, mammograms, immunizations, and colonoscopies, just to name a few. A list of what's eligible for preventive care can be found on UnitedHealthcare's website. So what is a deductible? A deductible is the amount of expenses you pay before insurance starts paying. In the PPO plan, Jack's in-network deductible to cover himself is $250 and $750 if he chooses to cover his family. In-network office visits are not subject to the deductible, just a copay of $25 for primary care and $40 for specialist. The deductible is applicable to other charges like lab tests, x-rays, outpatient procedures, or inpatient hospital stays.
In Jane's HDHP plan, the in-network deductible to cover herself is $1,500 or $3,000 to cover her family. In this plan, she must meet her full family deductible before the plan pays non-preventive benefits for anyone. Primary care and specialist office visits are subject to the deductible, which means she'll pay 100% of sick appointment office visits until she meets the deductible. After the deductible is met, both plans pay 80% for in-network care until the out-of-pocket maximum is reached.
On both plans, Jack and Jane's families are protected with an out-of-pocket maximum. After either reaches the annual maximum, the plan pays 100% of covered expenses for the rest of the year. In the PPO plan, Jack will spend a maximum out-of-pocket amount of $3,000 for himself and $6,000 for his family.
In the HDHP, Jane's maximum out-of-pocket amount is $3,500 for the single plan in-network and $6,850 for her family.
For each plan, there's a number of factors that determine cost for a medication. On the PPO plan, Jack pays a copay ranging from $5 for generic to 35% of the cost of the medication, based on a 3-tier system.
In the HDHP, Jane's cost of her medication depends on whether the medication is considered preventive or non-preventive. For preventive medications, Jane will pay a copay of $3 for a 30-day supply for a generic. If she buys a non-generic prescription, she pays a percentage of the cost up to 30% based on the 3-tier system. So, what qualifies as preventive? Preventive medicines include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes, just to name a few. These medications are specified by medication name on UnitedHealthcare's approved list, found on the Anadarko Advantage website. For non-preventive medicines, like antibiotics or a steroid pack, remember, Jane will pay 100% of the cost, whether it's generic or name brand, until she meets her deductible. The full cost of the medication will count toward her deductible. After that, she pays a copay for generic and coinsurance up to 30% based on the tier.
In both plans, Jack and Jane can see any doctor they choose. They'll both pay less when they use in-network providers. Network providers have agreed to charge less for their services, and the medical plans pay a larger percentage of the bill for in-network providers.
Staying in-network allows them to be in control of their healthcare costs. They should always check with individual healthcare providers if they are in-network before receiving care. If they can use a Tier 1 network provider, they'll pay even less because the plans will pay more.
Both plans provide an opportunity for a savings program to help pay their out-of-pocket expenses with tax-free dollars. Under the PPO, Jack has the option to enroll in a flexible spending account, or FSA.
For Jane's HDHP plan, she is eligible to participate in a health savings account, or HSA.
With the FSA, Jack chooses how many pre-tax dollars to set aside for eligible medical care, up to a maximum of $2,600 per year. As he pays for medical expenses for him and his family throughout the year, he can enroll to be automatically reimbursed by his FSA. But remember, this is a spending account. At the end of the year, Jack forfeits any leftover dollars in the FSA, and he starts from scratch the following year.
When Jane enrolls in a health savings account, Anadarko matches 100% of the first $800 she contributes for herself, or the first $1,500 if she covers any family member. Employees can contribute up to $2,700 for an individual plan or $5,500 for a family plan before Anadarko's match. If you're over age 55, the maximum contribution increases $1,000. So how does Jane put her money to work? If the difference between the premiums in the two plans is $250 per month, Jane takes that difference each month and pays herself into her HSA account. If she puts in that monthly amount for 6 months, the total of $1,500 is matched by Anadarko, giving her $3,000 in her HSA to pay for medical expenses, tax-free. By the end of the year, Jane will have total deposits in her HSA of $4,500. When Jane has a minimum balance in her account of $500, she can opt to invest in a wide range of options through Fidelity to help grow her HSA nest egg, all tax-free. An HSA can be used as a retirement tool to pay expenses now and in the future, including Medicare premiums. And unlike the PPO's flexible spending account, this is a savings account. There is no use it or lose it rule, so her balance rolls over from year to year. Her HSA is a personal account that she owns, even when she is no longer employed with Anadarko. The HSA is the only tax savings vehicle in which contributions go in tax-free, grow tax-free, and are taken out tax-free, as long as they're used on qualified medical expenses. Experts predict that you will need between $200,000 to $300,000 in savings to pay for medical expenses in retirement. By investing your HSA dollars, you have the potential to grow your HSA to help cover the cost of these medical expenses in the future. Let's take a look at an example of how your HSA can grow over time. If Jane has a current balance of $2,500 in her HSA and contributes the maximum each year until retirement at 65, assuming an expected rate of return around 3%, she will have around $250,000 in savings at the time she retires. Keep in mind that investing involves risk. The value of your investment will fluctuate over time, and you may gain or lose money. So let's recap the benefits of the HSA. Jane's monthly contributions allow her family to pay for current and future medical expenses, all tax-free. Get free money from Anadarko directly into her account. Eventually, invest her savings through Fidelity if she has a minimum balance of $500.
The Anadarko Advantage website has a number of resources available for you to explore your coverage options. Use the HSA Modeler to see how your HSA can grow over time and to compare what your out-of-pocket expenses will be on whichever plan you choose. Review the medical plan comparison chart. Read the Guide to Benefits for more details on all of Anadarko's benefits. For this year's plan highlights, comparison charts, a retiree benefits guide, and more, check out the Anadarko Advantage website.